Namaste. Welcome you all for the classes on meditation. This is the 27th in the series. We are trying to explore systematically the approach of sage Patanjali with regard to mastering the mind. We are trying to understand the different afflictions in the mind. In that, we have already seen raga, dvesha, asmita. Now we are looking at fear. We have looked at various dimensions of fear, and today we are going to look at the classical definition of sage Patanjali, what he terms as Abhinivesha. So we shall try to look at the Patanjali's concept, and then we will explore the dimensions of fear in the light of the definition given by sage Patanjali. So first sit upright, chest and navel up, sit in any comfortable posture, gently close your eyes, palms should face upwards, tip of the thumb and index finger in contact. We shall chant the sacred word Om. Procedure is that inhale as you exhale, pronounce Om and feel the vibrations in and through the body. Be focused. Have total musculoskeletal awareness, breathing relaxed. Join me in pronouncing the word Om. Inhale Om. 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 Be relaxed. Feel the inner calmness. Slowly open your eyes. Free from fear is very important because fear is a very strong negative emotion which will steal away the peace of mind. So, very important that we are free from fear. Among the afflictions, the five afflictions, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, you already seen three of them. Now, Abhinivesha, in terms of general fear, we have explored it through Bhartravari's Vairagya Shataka and some of the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. So today we are going to look at the Yoga Sutra 2.9, that is second chapter, 9th Sutra. It reads, Swarasavahi vidushopi tadharudo abhiniveshaha. Swarasavahi vidusha api tadha rudaha abhiniveshaha. Patanjali especially here he says, Swa rasa vahi. Swa means on its own, rasa means the essence or the gist. Vahi, flowing on its own. What? Abhinivesha. Abhinivesha means tendency for self-preservation or fear of loss, particularly fear of death, clinging to life. So this aspect of Abhinivesha, that is that instinct of self-preservation, instinct of survival, fear of death, that Swarasavahi, flowing in its own, on its own momentum, that the gist of this fear is flowing. Flowing means it is coming from many past cycles of birth and death. So it is deeply rooted. Even in Vidusha, the so-called wise persons, it is deeply rooted, which means if one has this fear of death, we should first know that it is something deeply rooted, because we have gone through this cycle of life and death several times, and that impression is deeply rooted in all, not just humans, even in the animal world, you see that survival instinct. But it does not stop here. What we have to look at is the other dimensions of this Abhinivesha. That fear of death or fear of loss is something that is Swarasavahi, flowing in its own momentum from past and is deeply rooted. So this is what we should make note of. So if we have fear of death, we know that the origin is it is coming from several past cycles of birth and death. It is deeply rooted. Now we will try to just contemplate on this. Gently close your eyes. Having accepted this fact, we should see how much of this so-called deep-rooted fear is haunting us. Most importantly, when does it haunt? If there is a threat, yes, naturally, either we run away, that is flee, or we fight. So-called you fight against the threat, or flight, that is go away from the threat. That is natural, rational. But many times this fear of death haunts us for no reason or imaginary reason. That is irrational fear. So try to look at how much of irrational fear is disturbing. This fear of death is the mother of all fears. So, this love for continuation, that somehow this body has to continue, and fear of discontinuity or loss. And when it becomes irrational, irrational in the sense, always this fear in the background. Anything you want to do, the first thing that springs up is fear, then peace of mind, cannot exist. Peace and fear do not coexist. That is why in the last class we contemplated on one of the shlokas in chapter 2 from Bhagavad Gita. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptihi dhiraha tasya namuhyati. A wise person does not get deluded because he understands. He acknowledges this body. Anyone who has this body, kaumaram yauvanam jara, it goes through all these phases. Then one day it has to go. If that is understood, acknowledged deeply, that it is a process, then that fear gets diminished. That's why Patanjali says this Abhinivesha is a very, very strong negative emotion. Even in Vidusha Api, even in the wise, you may know many things, but this is something deep rooted. Why is it deep rooted? Swarasa Vahi is being continuously flowing. That impressions are so strong. So first we have to acknowledge and accept that. Once you know that this is a natural cycle, which is inevitable for all those who have this body. This body means not just the human body, any body, anything, all creation. They all go through this cycle. then that grip of fear. Otherwise, that love for continuity of this against the natural cycle shall create friction. And more it happens, the more irrational it becomes. And for everything, there is fear, fear, and fear. And fear and peace of mind can never coexist. And Patanjali gives systematic methodology as to how to handle this, but first we have to understand this concept. Abhinivesha, that strong coloring of fear. So when you start contemplating on this fact, slowly the coloring reduces. The intensity of the fear goes away. It does not mean we should disrespect this body. We should respect, take care of this, all that we need to do. But we should understand the natural cycle, natural flow. So in this sutra, Patanjali conveys us the root cause of this klesha called Abhinivesha, that is fear of loss, fear of death, and secondly he also indicates how it is deep rooted even among the wise. By saying even among the wise, Patanjali is indicating that to overcome this emotion of Abhinivesha is not easy. But through systematic practice of techniques given in Yoga Sutras, it is definitely possible to break away from the bondages of fear into the arena of peace. That is possible through constant practice of the techniques of meditation. So remember this sutra, Swarasavahi Vidushapi Tatha Rudaha Abhinivesha. We shall try to explore more of this in the next class. Salutations to Sage Patanjali. Take a deep breath. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Cha Vaidyakena Yopakarottam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Hari Om. Shri Krishnarpanastu. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.